opportunities to other business owners, smaller media groups, to me, that is business growth.
Yes.
Business wealth. I'm going to assume that most of the people in the audience are business owners. And at one time or another, all of us worked for someone. Is that a safe assumption? Okay. We got in business because we saw a need, and we were feeling that need, and in filling that need, we're making money for ourselves and our families. Much like my two colleagues said up here, it's about generational wealth. But there's a few things that you have to do to get wealthy in business. Number one, you got to be structured right legally as a business. And the reason that we miss out on business wealth with our diaspora is because we're not structured like a business. We have too many people who are participating in hobby businesses. And when you participate in hobby businesses, you don't have a business bank account. You don't have an EIN number. But you think it's sexy being in business. People, being in business is one of the hardest things you're going to ever do in your life. Because at first, in order to get wealthy, you're going to have to go through the growing pains. You're bootstrapping it first. So when you're talking about building business wealth is generational. But there can be no wealth built without a foundation. And you asked about an example. I work out with a guy down south where I'm in Cutler Bay. And this guy is a Caucasian guy, and he's a chiropractor. He called me up, he said, listen, I know what you do. I need $35,000. So I gave him the interview. He said, I'm trying to open another office. If I can get that $35,000, within 3 years, I can turn it into $3 million. See, that's a person that has a plan. That's a person that's building generational wealth. That's a person that is building, he does not have to be there once he gets there. He's going to have other people who he employs. So when you build business wealth, the key is to get out from running the day-to-day operations and surrounding yourself with good people who are smarter than you, who have different talents than you have. Let them get paid for their talents, and all you do is facilitate what's going on. And that's the way that you want to build business wealth.
Building a business to where it's an asset to generate wealth. You don't have to be there to make it happen. By a show of hands, how many business owners do we have in the actual audience right now? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so this is a real important conversation because a lot of people in here have taken that step to actually build a business. But in many of your experiences, especially in providing capital, I know that we get a lot of business owners that have challenges in getting capital. They want the money, they want the grants, they want the loans. But some of them you can't help. Why? What are some of those common mistakes that small business owners have when they want to access capital to be able to scale and grow their business and lay that foundation to generate wealth?
I'll take that, I guess. I think for me, a lot of my clients, I don't think they do the research. And what is it that they're asking me, right? They'll come in and say, I have this amazing idea. Hey, Landy, I got the best barbecue. Nobody, I got the best, ribs, I got the best sauce. Not knowing that I had 5 other people that came to me and told me the same thing, right? So one of the things is that, not doing the research, not investing the return on investment and really saying, you're asking me for this money. You do know I want my money in 30 days, right? Not understanding that, you're coming and saying, I need a $50,000 loan, but I'm not making any money yet. How are you going to pay me? So you're already in debt. So those are some of the things, and our folks are not taking into consideration and not having a plan. So although they give me a business plan, it's not really thought out and saying, if you're coming to me for this money, how are you going to pay me back? So I think that's one of the things is doing the research and what is capital, what is financing, and what am I really going to be using it for? So that's one of the challenges that I've seen.
Having that plan is critical, Eugene.
Glad you asked me this question. don't have the foundation right. People, you cannot come to any lender, be it a traditional bank or lending institution, or even an alternative revenue-based lender like myself, if you don't have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. And the thing that I've seen with our diaspora is the erroneous information that is being told to us and who we listen to. If you're an aspiring business owner and your Uncle Joe ain't never owned a business, Uncle Joe can't give you no advice on what to do. You see what I'm saying? If Aunt Susie has never lended any money except for what she probably take, I ain't gonna say a bra, but what she probably take out of a purse and give to you and say, here baby, you know, don't tell your mama I gave you this. She can't give you any advice on how to get funding. And what I see with our diaspora is that we take buzzwords and we run with them. Oh, I'm gonna get a small business grant. Just like she alluded to, there's 10 other people, 100 other people vying for that same funding. And when you talk about a grant is not free money. A grant, that money is bequeathed for a certain purpose. And that means that if you do get that funding, you're going to be audited to make sure that that money is going for that purpose. So, whereas a grant sounds good, I think we have the misconception a lot of times that a grant means free money with no obligation. Because, you know, it's put out there on social media like that it is free money. Also with business credit, a lot of times business owners when they first start out don't know anything about business credit because they ain't made no money. So their personal credit takes a hit. So that means when they go to traditional lenders, if they don't have a 700 credit score, don't even walk in the parking lot of the bank because you ain't getting nothing. Because right now we found out that he said 80%, actually the number now is 84.3% of all U.S. small businesses in the United States, that transcends all ethnicities, cannot get a loan or any kind of business funding from a bank or traditional lending institution. So that means that probably only 1 out of 10 of you sitting in this audience can get funding from a bank or a traditional lending institution. But that's not what you're led to believe. Now let me tell you something, there's no shortage of money out there. There's plenty of money. But you have to know where to access it from. You have to know how to access it.
I agree with everything my colleague said. And to make the point, what I feel is our community fails to recognize the importance of professional service. Hiring a CPA, hiring an attorney. It should surprise me, but when you go in to ask for a loan, you bring your documents in, and it has grease stain on it, and they put these documents on my desk, and I'm like, I think I need to put on a hazmat suit to touch it. So if I don't even want to touch your documents, what make you think I want to give you any money? And the thing is, we have to remember that we have to set the standard for ourselves. We can't keep allowing other people to set the standard for us. We already know how to play the game. Because in most every industry that we've been allowed to enter, we dominate. My focus is, as Mr. Claps, is get the business structured properly in the beginning. If you structure it properly in the beginning, it will allow your business to scale and grow. See, when you walk on an elevator and you walk into an elevator with a banker, you should have your elevator pitch. Not only should you have your elevator pitch, if he says, send me your documents because I got a loan, I got $20 million I got to put on the street by Friday. Guess what? If you got to go home and fill out the paperwork and do everything, you're going to miss that loan. You need to be able to get your document at the click of a button and get that. And that's really what it's about. Be prepared. Get professional service. Get your stuff together so that you can focus on growing your business and leveraging opportunities when they come.
For the past 4 years, I've been working with the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce doing technical assistance. And one of the things that I do day in and day out is sit down with business owners to get their back end together. Like these panelists just said, making sure you have your documents, your EIN number, you stepping correct, you have a plan. Those basics are what the majority of business owners have problems with. And if we can't get the basics right, we can't scale and grow. And that's why I wanted to go into this next question about scaling and growing. What does it take? What are those steps when a business when does a business owner know it's time to take it to the next level? And what does that next level look like? What does that next level look like? Go ahead.
I think that that looks different for every business owner, to be honest, right? It doesn't look the same for everyone. But the majority of the clients that I've seen in the last decade that I've been helping clients is, they're saying, hey, I can't fulfill a contract, or I don't have enough staff, or I have too much people coming in the door. So when I start hearing those particular buzzwords, I'm like, okay, now the individual is looking to scale because the work or they're at capacity, right? So typically those are the type of things I want to listen to. I look for is when you're saying, hey, I need to hire 2 or 3 more folks to, complete this contract or to complete this job, and I can't do it. I had to lose a contract and I had to lose money. One thing I hate to hear is losing money. I don't like it. So once I start hearing things of that nature, it allows me to say, okay, let's look at your financials. Let's see how you've grown year over year, and see how I can come in and help.
I can't fill the contract. Wait a minute.
When is it time to grow? I'm a procedure man. So I believe it's time to grow when you've established procedures for which things are going smoothly. If you turn the lights on when you come in, turn the computer on, you have a procedure, 1, 2, 3. And when that procedure is humming, meaning that everybody's trained, everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing, then that's the time to reach in and say, you know what, let me add to the problem. Because that team that you have that's doing that procedure, you can let them do that procedure, and then you can start to build a new team to do the next procedure. I mean, understand, business in itself is simply establishing some principles or some procedures so that the end product is always consistent. It's like baking a cake. Put the same ingredients in every time, turn the oven to the same temperature every time. What comes out at the end is predictable. So once you've got that system down pat, then you add another system and you continue adding systems. But if you don't have your procedures right, you're going to end up in chaos.
That right there is a lesson within itself. That is big time. I hope y'all took notes on that one. Business owners always got, oh, I want to do this. I'm selling this product. I got 3 or 4 businesses. No, he said, start and get something right. Produce consistent results. Perfect the system. One thing that's generating you some money, to where you know it's like this, clockwork, and then spend dropping jewels.
Hey, let me tell you, he said procedures, I'm going to say benchmarks. You know, once you reach a certain benchmark in your business, it's like playing chess. You got the chessboard set up there, right? And every move you make has to be a strategic move to take you to victory. So he said it all in a nutshell. It's nothing else I can say to that. Have the procedures in place, have the benchmarks in place, meet those objectives, meet those goals, get good by doing something that works, and then you find other people who are better than you at doing what works, what you find, and you move to something else. Just like he said, I mean, please, I hope you took notes on that, because the brother brought it home.
So before we go into the audience, since all of y'all are specialists when it comes to credit, when should someone come to you for loans, for credit? When should they access capital?
Well, I ain't no expert on credit, but I can tell you what we do in my form is revenue based. So we actually can fund business owners with credit as low as a 450. Okay? Banks can't do that, most people can't do it. But you do want to have some credit worthiness when you come. I mean, you don't want to come in there with a 450 and that's all you got. You do want to have something, because then your rate will be a little better. But like I told you all when I talked before, most business owners, when they first start out, they jack their credit up because they have not discovered business credit, and they're going in their pocket, they're maxing out credit cards, they're doing whatever they can do for that business to survive. And trust, I can dig it, and the lenders can dig it too. But if the lender is a traditional lender, that ain't what they're trying to dig. They don't want to see that. They want to see the perfect credit. They want to see the balance sheet. They want to see everything. With a person like me, I don't want to see that. I want to look at one thing. I want to look at what is your business doing in revenue on a monthly basis. I want to look at what your average daily balance is. I want to look and see if you have a lot of NSFs, that's non-sufficient funds in there. I want to look at this. And then we can go ahead and we can talk brass tacks. However, I always tell my clients, I encourage them to go and try to get traditional funding first, because the rate is going to be much lower. I had somebody ask me today, oh, are you a predatory lender? No, I'm not a predatory lender. However, I do non-collateralized, alternative, revenue-based capital. I'm not predatory, but here's the thing. If you can't get it from a bank or lending institution, and you come to me, and I can get it to you, are my rates going to be high? Yes. They're going to be high for the convenience of getting non-collateralized alternative.
Say that one more time.
What? My rates going to be high? Non-collateralized. That means you ain't got to put up your house. Alternative, revenue-based, which means you got to be making some money in your business, y'all. Business funding. So that's why I say, with me, credit is not a big issue, but it does matter.
I guess for me, well, with me, I'm with, I think like BBIS, so Black Business. Oh, thank you. I'm with the Black Business Investment Fund. As you mentioned earlier, we are the largest and the only, let me repeat that, the largest and the only financial institution focused on providing the money to the Black, keyword Black, diaspora. Yeah. So with that being said, we are in the business of assuring that you are scaling, you are growing, and you are making it to the next level. So the way that we do our lending, I call it non-traditional, right? But we don't just give you the money and say, hey, pay us back. you are required to have technical assistance for the life of the loan. So what does that mean? I'm putting you in CEO roundtables every single month with individuals that do business like you, that are with experts. We have CPAs there, we have marketing people there. You name it, we have them in that room with that group of folks with you. You are obligated to be in that roundtable. Sorry, keep going in and out, sorry. You are obligated to be a part of that roundtable. If you don't show up, we charge you $250 every time you don't show up. Because if we're providing you the funds, right, we want to make sure that you're scheduled, so we have to hit you where it hurts. So we do provide what I know he mentioned the rates. Our rates are very similar to traditional lenders. It's prime and +2, so we're not that. We do, the difference between us is we do collateralize, right? So we are back with the SBA. We do have self-funding. We have 7 different loan funds. We can, from veterans loans, micro loans, contract financing loans, black business loans, you name it, we have them. So the difference between us is that, and I think the other question you asked is when do they need capital? I'm gonna be very honest. You need capital when you can pay me back. I'm just being very frank. When you can pay me back. If I can look and say you can pay me back, then you're ready. You can't pay me back, I'm gonna send you to someone else. And I'm just being very transparent with you.
Okay. I believe you need capital or you raise capital from day one. Okay? What does that mean? When you have an idea for a business, first thing you do, you sit down and you do a budget. Figure out, what is it going to cost me to run this business? Just run the business. Okay? CPA, $100 a month. Attorney, $100 a month. That's whether you need it or you don't. It's going to be on, put that in the next budget. How much you going to pay yourself for your salary? Figure that out. What your monthly cost is, multiply by 12. Okay? Let's say that number is $100,000. Go raise $100,000. Okay? You want to go into business? That's your number one challenge. Learn how to raise money. Okay? Once you got that out of the way, I don't believe you should use your own money. Okay? My money is my money. I believe you should leverage your credit, leverage credit. Why? Because guess what? If you got an idea, it goes bad, at least you can invest your money, or if you believe in the idea, keep it running, maybe get it some money. If you start off with your own money and you run out, guess what? Banks don't want to talk to you when you're doing bad. Okay? So learn the principle of leverage. Sit down, come up with a plan. I believe your business should be self-funded. What does that mean? Every 6 months, you need to be in front of a lender. Raise the money, you don't have to need it. Raise the money. Why? Because when you're doing bad, nobody wants to talk to you. So, before you start your business, which is what I teach you, let's sit down, let's put a plan together, put a budget together, let's figure out how we're going to raise the money. You don't need to raise all the money. I'll just give you an example. If you're running your business and it's a $5,000 a month cost to run your business, right? And you can raise $20,000, right? So good. You got operating capital. Run your business only $20,000. But you have to put 1 penny of your own money in here. What's the benefit you have when you do that? On day one, what did you do? You charge $5,000 to that credit. You pay all the bills. Now you have 29 days to go figure out how to make $5,000. One of the biggest mistakes I see businesses do is they pay their bills throughout the month. You know the problem with that is? Multitasking, constantly switching hats. constantly switching hats. You're in the middle of a sales call, but then you gotta answer this call because guess what? That's your supplier. You don't answer the call, that's what's gonna happen. And now you're constantly trying to figure out which one to do first. But if you raise the money already, paid your bills on day one, you got 29 days to figure out how to make money. And that means that if you just made let's say you just figured out how to make $5,000, you just broke even for that month. You live to fight another day. Put $5,000 in the bank. And guess what you do? You don't pay that bill. You don't pay the $5,000. Leave it on the card. Pay the minimum payment. Charge next month, charge the $5,000 again. Or make another $5,000. And you put it in the bank. What you just do? You just put $10,000 in the bank. At the end of 5 months, you have $25,000 sitting in the bank, right? Now when you go to that guy over there and you give him your bank statement, what are you gonna think?
Tell you what I'm gonna think.
Huh? You're gonna be like, wait a minute, you gotta keep a balance, keep money in the bank. Get go in front of her, what's she gonna think? But you just broke even. But you look like you're playing the game. You see, it's really about learning how to play the game. And the way you learn how to play the game is what she said, do your research up front. Once you do your research up front, then you know, this is my nut that I gotta make. So, need it.
All right, all right, all right. So one of the commonalities you heard throughout is that you need to make some money. Simple as that. As a business owner, you gotta make some money. First and foremost, you gotta get those revenues up to make the money. So let's open it up. We got quite a few business owners in the audience. I would love to get some questions and answers in. We have quite a few professionals all across this room, and we are here to answer your questions. So as you introduce yourself, we would love, this is a business forum. So make sure you state your business, what you do, briefly, and ask a question. All right? What you do, briefly. Any business owners want to ask any questions? All right. Well, John's coming with a question. What you do, what's your business, and your question.
Hello everyone, my name is Melissa Bennett. My business is called My Known. I'm a wellness consultant. I help people to get aligned with themselves and be aware of their calling. And my question is, so I still have a 9-to-5 job, but obviously my intention is to shift full-time into my business. So what would you suggest? Like, how can I balance out, 9 to 5, my time I have to go to sleep, and the time I have to invest into my business?
Well, I'm pretty candid when I say things. I'm gonna tell you right now, keep your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Keep your 9 to 5. Now, I don't know what else you have going on in your life, but when you run a business, there is no sleep. When you're trying to get started, that 9 to 5 exists for 2 things. Number one, for you to survive and to self-fund at first your business dream. So right now, by you having that 9 to 5, get ready to be working 9 to 5 on your job and 6 to whatever time on your dream. You won't know exactly when to go. When your business profits are 3 times what you make from your 9 to 5, then you can consider going full time. Because you have to not only have that, you gotta have your safety net in place. You go full time, if you have health insurance on your job, and you leave the job, if you ain't taking advantage of COBRA, you ain't gonna have that health insurance money. So you're gonna have to think about those things too. So like I said earlier, it's sexy to say I have a business. But when you start talking about going full time, you gotta make sure that you plan, because proper pre-planning prevents piss poor performance.
Right there. Great. Next question. I see we got a. Oh.
Add to that, he said that, I don't know if you understood that. So when you have made profit 3 times for 6 months, then you can consider
Exactly.
leaving the job.
Exactly.
Okay? So I just wanted to make sure you guys that didn't go in. Thank you.
That is very true. We're not here trying to go into debt. Mess up our lives. I know a lot of business owners that did that.
Hello, good evening. My name is Sora Takia Barrow from GZO. Good evening, good evening. I have a business called Dare to Dream and Dare to Be, and my focal point is educating families on financial literacy as well as helping youth in regards to coaching them towards their success, whether trade school, college, or just taking what they know they've been called to. However, my question on the floor is based off of something that one of our panelists shared, and it was in regards to that going and getting the funding and not investing. My question would be, how do they pursue that funding without 2 years or 2 to 3 years of evidence of having funding coming in or some kind of revenue? We talked about those documents being in place. Am I incorrect in believing that that would be some of those documents that they may need? That's my question on the floor.
You hit it right on the head. You are right.
Well, yes, and what I believe is you should leverage everything you have. What do you do? No, the one in the white. Yeah, I mean for your day job. Okay, she's a youth care worker. Okay, and your business is wellness consulting. Okay, so we can fairly say that's in the same line of work. Okay, so had she met me before she started her business, what I would have done is I would have got her resume, and I would have said to her, instead of you starting a new corporation, we buy a 2-year-old corporation, right? I'll take her resume, and I'll attach her resume to that corporation. And I'll take her tax returns, and I'll attach that to that corporation, because that's what she's been doing. Her business is in her same line of work. So effectively, rather than immediately after we do that, we would do her budget. And then, if she makes $50,000 a year, what I would do, what does it cost to run the business? What does it cost to generate $50,000 a year? I would go out and I would try to raise at least 12 months worth of that capital. So that she can run a business, she can manage her business. She hasn't opened the door yet, but she can walk in and say, hey, here's my bank statement, here's my resume, and many credit card companies, you don't have to go to
He's talking about the shell corporations. I can need that too. But yeah, but you still.
But you go to a credit card company, and basically credit card give you $50,000 line of credit, and then you turn around and get another one for 25, you get another one, and then guess what?
That sounds like a setup.
You have $100,000 worth of credit, effectively, that you could use. And then you have to just plan, what are you going to do?
Can I say something, ask you something? Okay, now you were saying about your business and about waiting the 2 years. I'm just gonna ask, is your business profitable? Are you turning a profit?
So I wasn't referencing me. I've been in
Oh.
this LLC since 2017.
Okay.
I asked the question on the floor for someone that
Okay, I got you.
So let me give you my perspective.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, 13.
All right. Yes, so thank you for coming out tonight to our event. What can you tell us about the event? Did you enjoy it? Did you feel like you learned a lot?
Yes. Okay, I'm Marilyn Walker, and I am the owner of Basket Ties Boutique LLC, and I've been in business over 7 years, and my specialty is gift bags of any sort, wine and cheese, spa baskets, fruit baskets, whatever you want, we can make it. And I think that for me on tonight, I am one of the businesses that's certified through Miami-Dade County. And so, but I think that the thing that was most helpful is getting the different perspectives on how you build a solid business, and to give thought to generational wealth, you know, to really like make me step up my game, like yeah, for real. This is what white America, corporate America has been doing all the while, and we have got to come up to par as black businesses. And so it made me think about the financial aspect of it more. All of the things that the panelists said, you know, how to separate your business credit from your personal credit. I think that's where a lot of us have gone wrong, and we've had a lot of, we had to fight the good fight of faith through business. And so yes, but tonight was really that financial, building financial wealth. It really helped me, and so I'm inspired to just do that and bring my business up to par, so that it can be something generational. Yes.
Do you recommend we do more activities like this more?
It would be wonderful. Like this was, like I live south, so this would be wonderful. I came all the way from the south side of town to this because I thought it was well worth it. But if we would consider doing this like in splitting Miami-Dade up into like 4 sections and having something like this, I don't care if it's like maybe once every trimester or something like that. Just doing it and having businesses come out, because I'm sure that this room should have been like packed to wall to wall, but maybe everybody didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? It was packed tonight. This was definitely, I would consider it a success that happened tonight, you know, for all of the people that found out about it. So I think that if you would do this on the south end, on the east side of town, on the west side of town, I think that people would show up to find out what it is to bring about wealth to their businesses.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and I'm glad that you enjoyed this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Could you tell us about the evening? Did you learn something? Was it something that it was amazing? Are you business owners? If you could share your business, that would be awesome.
Hi, yes, I'm here with my son, Cameron Nelson. He is the business owner. He is 19 and has already started his own business, Snacks on Deck Venue. We came to the event, obviously gain knowledge, more knowledge on how to expand the business. And we thought it was very helpful. We got a lot of information with a lot of supports here that we intend to look into.
How did you start your business? Why did you choose that business?
My mom brought the idea to me, and I just wanted to run along with it and see how far I can get.
Where do you see yourself going with it?
Hopefully to like self-employment or to like build the business so it can support itself.
Okay, 19-year-old.
At some point be able to pay himself from the business. Right now he's just starting, but he has 2 locations and is looking to grow and to expand and to be successful.
Thank you for your time today. Make sure you get some information.
We got it already. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Could you tell us a little bit about your business, about yourself, and if you learned anything valuable tonight?
So I'm here unofficially with Bank of America. I'm a small business banker. I think the city of Miami-Dade, chapters, and all the organizations that came here gave the community a wealth of information. I'm glad that I came out here. I learned some things as a banker to support my current clients, and I think Miami-Dade is doing a service to the community. We'll continue having these events.
Does Bank of America go out to schools by any chance to do financial literacy or business, small business administration with schools?
Right now, we currently have a back to school rush program where our financial center managers and local banking community, we go out to not per se go to the schools and talk about financial literacy, but we tell schools in our area that we are open for business and to talk to kids about financial literacy, how to open a business, personal checking or savings account, how to establish personal credit, and how to use our online tools.
So Bank of America, is that a place for small businesses to go?
Oh, yes. When it comes to small business owner, Bank of America is investing all its resources to make sure small business owners have the resources to grow and impact the community. So Bank of America has what's called business solution advisors that we continually come in. We talk to small businesses one-on-one. We learn more about the business and the individual. We learn about their business priorities, and we understand we want to know what resources they need right now, in the midterm, and in the future, so that they can grow and affect the community. So Bank of America, when it comes to small business thinking, we're like #1.
And one more thing, how does Bank of America give back to the community outside of their financial services?
So Bank of America, we go inside of the community, and we're part of a lot of nonprofit organizations, and our local employees, associates, we serve the community just by going out there and doing outreach programs, together house, we do non-charitable runs and walks, 5K runs. So not only do we provide financial resources to our community, but we have associates that live in the community. So we're connected in the community in many ways.
Thank you for your time, and we definitely will be seeing Bank of America in our community because we are in the community too.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day.
You as well.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Is there anything that you could tell us about the event that you enjoyed? Anything that you learned new?
I really enjoyed the meeting. It was very informative. It's great information for new business startups. The panel was excellent. They were very informative. You get the information, you follow up. I believe your business can be successful.
Could you share us a little bit about your business?
I actually just started a business after I retired from the fire department. I have a construction company, Lewis Sparks Construction. What I do is I build homes, I do renovations for commercial and residential properties, and any type of construction that you might need.
Have you already been small business certified with the?
My business is less than a year old, so when I applied for certification through Miami-Dade County, my business, my application wasn't accepted because I haven't had a business tax receipt for a year. Come July, I will reapply again and become certified. I am certified with the school board, Miami-Dade Public Schools, and I'm certified with Broward County.
Well, good luck on your certification, and I'm so happy that she was out here tonight to get small businesses certified, and I know second time around, it's going to happen for you.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
So it's It's my understanding that you're inspired to start a business. Have you already gone through the process of planning? Was there anything that you learned tonight that's going to help you out?
Yes, actually, I learned that you need a good foundation. Basically, not just with starting, having a tax bracket, having a budget, having people work with you, having certain things that I should learn from other employees, not just employees, but other peers as well.
Have you been able to network with any of our panelists or any of our vendors tonight?
Yes, actually, I have.
So what type of business are you interested in starting?
I'm interested in starting a jewelry business, color gems and pearls.
Oh, wow. What made you want to start that?
My mother actually inside me, and I wanted to, I guess, give back to people that I'm working.
So did it surprise you to know that nonprofit organizations could be profitable? Okay, so it sounds like Mr. Diggs is the person that you really need to sit there and talk to about certain things. I'm glad you came out with us tonight. Make sure that you tell other young people that we have activities such as this, and is this an activity that you think other young people will be interested in attending?
I actually think it is. I have a lot of friends who want to start businesses, but they don't know exactly where to put their foot in the direction.
So do you think that if you are able to get a group of your friends who are your age, who are interested in starting businesses, that we might be able to do something like this again, specifically just for the young people?
Actually, yes. I feel like it's not just, I feel like it's not specifically just for young people, but it could be for people of all ages. Whoever wants to start a business, whoever has a dream, this is basically what can help them out to start that process.
Well, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.